By mid to late summer, the vegetable garden really starts to run out of steam. I've dug up most of the potatoes, and now really the offering is primarily courgettes and runner beans, and perhaps a bit of black kale. The VegTrug had become very tired, and I've really had the best of the crops. So I've had a good clear out, I've replaced a substantial amount of the compost, and I've got ready to re-sow, because it's surprising how much you can sow now for harvest right the way through autumn. The broad beans have done really well, and I've cut these back because they've been producing some shoots from the base which have got a few flowers on. I don't know how well they're going to do, but I'm going to give them a couple of weeks and see what they look like. I've kept my dwarf runner beans. They're producing a small crop now, and I think they'll go on for a little while, and there's a few leeks which I'm not too hopeful about. But in the fresh compost I've sown rocket, I've sown pak choi, which is fast maturing, and I've sown this actually reasonably thinly, but I'm going to be able to thin this again and use the thinnings in salads. And I've also sown a row of spinach, and spinach and rocket for that matter like the cooler conditions and slightly damper, cooler weather that we've got at this time of the year, so far more successful than they are in the heat of the summer. I've kept enough space here, and I might make a bit more yet for some chard seedlings that I've raised elsewhere. I did very well with those last year, and they stood into winter, and they look rather good as well. So I'm very hopeful that I'm going to get a whole second season out of my VegTrug right the way through autumn and maybe into winter, because it's always so frustrating when you've got to wait until next year before you start again. Let's see what happens.